Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yay, thumbs up, it's a brand new day. And oddly enough, the weather in Shelton, ever since we had the heat wave that went up to like 115, those once in 1,000 years things, and it broke, once it broke, it's been not bad in this area. It's gotten hot, and it's going to hit like, I think, 80 at its highest later today, so it's still hot, but it's nothing like it's been the last couple of years, which is still happens with global climate change. You're going to have unusually good and unusually bad with a general bad trend, but it's unusually nice right here, and we've hit August, and suddenly it's cooling down. Thumbs up, I haven't seen that for a very long time. Probably won't for another very long time. Anyway, though, and I had a lot of insomnia last night. Not heat related. In fact, I haven't been able to identify why. I was just awake. Not hurting, not upset, just awake. So that was fun. Nah. So it's a day. Hopefully a day I can get that wasn't English. So I can get some things done. Thumbs up for that. That would be good. And my new shoes. Oh boy, I wish now, let's try and speak English. I have normally worn between 9.5 and 10 my whole life. And the shoes that I have bought since I've had orthotics, I've tended more towards 10s and wide, because I have wider feet, and it took me way too long to figure out that I should get wider shoes. But I've been getting wider shoes, and they're about 10s. And the shoes I have now were 10s, wides, not as wide as they should have been, so joyous on that. And I have just absurdly delicate skin. Insanely delicate skin. I have to have glasses that are really, really light metal with the super, they used to have glass and I had to have plastic before that was really the thing. And now it's like you can still get glass, but I need to have plastic because back when just the lenses being glass made everything so heavy that the skin on my nose and behind my ears would break down. I have stuff like that happen all the time. I have to be careful wearing rings because I can easily get sores just from the pressure of a ring. I have insanely delicate skin. And I mentioned before, I think it was yesterday, how I just wearing shoes, I can never really tell on my right foot if it's true pain that I'm feeling or just my skin complaining, because it'll feel like my foot is just dying from constriction and loss of blood flow, and if I wear my shoe any looser, the whole thing is just going to fall off. But even with a 10, even wide, I am having spots where my toes and such are rubbing on the edges of the shoe on the inside. Because I don't really build up calluses in spots like that. I do build up calluses. I'm a human being, normal stuff. I get calluses in the weirdest spots, but that's never gonna not hurt. I always have pain in like my feet, the skin of my feet and the skin of my hands, because when you have like fibromyalgia and all that, you have a lot of a particular type of pain receptor nerve. In fact, you don't just have a lot of it, you have way more than you should. So, yay. So I got shoes. I'm trying to deal with the pain and see what I'm going to do, because I can't afford to buy new ones until months from now. So, yay. Anyway, though, life is not all terrible. Oh, I am belching. My sincere apologies. Not even in the slightest. Good things are happening. I'm still enjoying life, and that's good. I mean, I'm still doing things. I'm doing this. That's a plus, Yay. It's just, there's minor annoyances here and there. And of course, I watched the video about cracking your knuckles, and all my life I've known that it's not bad. And all my life I've been a knuckle cracker. And I've always known that it's not bad because when you crack your knuckles, you build up cartilage. And arthritis is where the cartilage has worn away, so bone is rubbing on bone. So you cannot have bone rubbing on bone when you're building up extra cartilage. You can't wear it away by building it up. So still, it grosses people out. You may have bigger knuckles because of the extra cartilage. That's the word I was looking for. But that doesn't hurt. That helps. Cartilage is good for you. Just thought I'd mention, especially since hands will go through weird things. There was a period of time I was playing. It was getting difficult to do things because I would be using my mouse, and then when I let go of my mouse, my hand would be locked into place, and then moving it, all of the joints cracking. It sounded literally like taking a handful of sticks and just breaking them with every time I moved my hands. So it doesn't do that much anymore. Thumbs up. Now, I wanted to spend a little bit more time talking about the whole cosmic horror stuff real quick, because I'd mentioned this in the bone juice hurting world. That's part of the whole cosmic horror framework, and oh boy. I mean, there's still a lot, and I'm trying to do this for the creative/disturbing channel, but there's so much, and it's also such a work in progress that videos talking about it are going to be a work in progress, so it's just going to be a mess. I mean, nobody watches them anyway, but the way they're going to be done is yay. But still, point being, I mean, after all, we ought to remember the major cosmic horror that's caused a lot of the things that have happened in this multiverse and many others was a being that swam through the void so that she could find a live place to live birth her 12 children. And the 12 children are the major cosmic horror. She's the most powerful. They are incredibly powerful. They don't do a lot of stuff out where we would see because they're busy living their lives, but with their attentions and stuff, it affects the entire multiverse. One of her children is one of these beings called, it was Asatarasi, until it discovered that there was a race down here where we are, boots on the ground, lower realities, where they had the power and the knowledge. They could have left their universe and become personally and species-wide immortal and strode through the universe like gods, but chose not to. Set up some entropy slowing machines so that their universe lasted a lot longer than much of anything, and then just settled down to fade away as everything does. And when Asatarasi found that and discovered just how amazing these beings were, still nothing like even a cosmic horror, but for what these beings were and what they could have been, it just affected Asatarasi so profoundly that they took their name and changed it. They only answer to SAYTER now. And they've been saving knowledge and relics and stuff because that SAYTER feels a huge connection with this ancient race and now saves up knowledge and such and saves it in universes so that it's not really lost. It's not used for anything but SAYTER, so it is lost, but it's still being saved. Now, for the bone juice herding world, where they are, there are lines of communication from way up where the major cosmic horrors are down to boots on the ground, lower reality like we are. There are weird beings that are given to the the Angakira, which is Amaterasu's children, by Amaterasu so that they can do things, and they build up like nerve centers, nerve fibers that run through reality up lines. In the bone juice herding world, they are attuned to this, and they can feel the divine conduit. And the Church of SAYTER isn't so much a church. They don't see SAYTER as a creator god. SAYTER has nothing to do with creation. SAYTER is not the kind of god that creates. SAYTER is not a god to worship. SAYTER is a god to appreciate for what SAYTER does, which is the saving of knowledge. And from the world that these people live on, there is a lot of knowledge. And they're able to tap into the communications traveling through this divine conduit. And they have worked out a deal with all the various beings that work with SAYTER through higher to lower levels. And they find information, and they send it through the divine conduit upward. And that pleases SAYTER and everyone in the line upward. And they're able to tap into and filter through this communication, and they're able to get information back out of that. And the world that they live on, their reality is weird because it took a lot of disparate universes that were about to be extinguished because of problems and soap bubbled them all together. So these races that are on the world are from different worlds, different universes, different things, and smushed together onto this one planet that had already existed, and now they have a shared history on it. Reality wasn't very creative in doing it, so they don't really have a back story, back history. But this planet, the people that originally grown there, put an entropy lowering thing on their sun in such a way that it doesn't stop. It's been shining since the beginning of this universe and will continue until, well, the universe can't stop, because the universe stops when, matter dissolves in energy, and energy fades to its lowest entropic state, and this star will never fade. It can't. And so this universe will never be able to fade because this star will never die, and so things will always be happening on this planet. But for right now, like every 5 million years, something rises up, becomes technologically savvy, builds itself up through civilization, and then leaves out into the universe. And then it takes about 1 million years of stuff before a race, a species, takes that step. And then about 2 million years of evolution before they're at our stage. And then about 1 million years before they're so far advanced that they walk off into the universe, and then, well, another 1 million years passes, and then something else rises up. That's been kind of changed, because when the universe is so bubbled, all of these extra races showed up, had to just be crammed into a shared reality. So there's all this tech going back incredibly far. It only goes back so far, though, because tectonic movement, subduction, things get buried, and after a couple, well, some of the stuff they find is still like 30 million years old. Nobody tries to use it, no matter how good the stuff was made. 30 million years is enough time for anything to go bad. But it eventually gets pulled underground, and then is lost, and well, there's always more because there's always new races. But now these people here, they're using the church to find, bring up, maintain, and keep all this old knowledge that would used to be lost alive. And using the divine conduit to locate and bring new stuff up. So they're finding blueprints and such that they're learning from, so that they're making and designing machinery using designs that are like 10 or 12 million years old to create other things that are even older. Tech is wild on this planet, which is one of the reasons that life isn't as difficult as it could be. How they can have at this, they're like medieval, but at the same time, they have industrial farming so that people don't have to go out and farm for themselves using the machinery and the knowledge that they've been finding. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people, or however many people have left comments. There haven't been 25 people of late. That happens. But I will still be thanking you for having left a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just going to read. Thank you for having left a comment. I'm going to thumbs up, answer as many as I can afterward, but for right now, thank you much. Now, if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression and all this, I'm getting better. I'm going to hit my limit one day, but I'm getting better. Oh, excuse me. Rich Ware. And then we have Burned Mind 6x6, thumbs up, and Lost But Broken, greatly appreciated. Nicholas Fuentes, thumbs up and thank you. Man of a Good Will, thumbs up. Shane Jersey Official, sure hope I'm close. Mulgoon, thumbs up and thank you. RAWINIAH, thumbs up, and Zach Goodrich, greatly appreciated. Phil Got Played, it does happen, thank you. Society, then a symbol, logical logic, okay, thank you very, very much. MM, greatly appreciated. Johnny K, thumbs up and thank you. Epic Pro, greatly appreciated. And that is it, greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you that have left comments. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. Thumbs up and thank you. And since my hands are in the air, if you could check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com, and if you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Definitely. If you'd like to help me out but don't want to become a patron, I have a PayPal link down below if you want to send money along. I'm thinking of starting up a GoFundMe, so we'll see what happens there. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money at all, I have an Amazon wish list link with things like cat food on it. So if you could check that out, that would be very awesome. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. Thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation you get for my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Well, hokey smokes. Hopefully I'm going to get stuff done today. It would be good. I need to get those phone calls for my health mate, so don't want to die earlier than I'm going to. I mean, who knows? Any one of us could be hit by a bus at any time, so thumbs up on that. But past that, the Covfefe bug is still raging around the world, and in the United States, because it's political, you have one side saying, please get a shot, please wear your mask, please get safe, and the other side saying, don't get a vax shot, don't wear a mask, go cough in strangers' faces, don't worry, everyone dying around you, they're weak. So, be safe, wear a mask, maintain your social distancing, try not to touch your face, wash your hands, get vaxxed if you can. We gotta get through this. Don't become just another statistic. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and frankly, I still think that's a good idea.